Hey guys, Michael Keogh, Team Keogh at RE/MAX, and welcome back to the monthly real estate update. Hard to believe that we're into May already. Some great news at the end of this, so stay tuned. Let's get right into condos. So condos, we had 76 condo listings this month compared to 72 from March of this year, which is way down from April of 2019 where we're sitting at 111. New listings, we had 30 new listings this month compared to 58 last month, so about half compared to 70 new listings in April of 2019. Firm sales, we only had 14 firm sales this month compared to 39 from the month before, from March, so we're less than half, and which is still down from April of 2019 where we're sitting at 50. Months of inventory, so basically if we were going to sell every property that's on the market, how long would that take? We're sitting at 5 months right now compared to 2 months for March of 2020, and it's also up from 2019 in April where we were sitting at 3. Average sale price of the condos is $426,000, which is up a fair bit from March of this year, which was $376,685. Don't take too much weight into that because there's only been 14 sales, so that just means that probably the majority of the condos that were sold were at a higher price. And compared to April of 2019, we're up. The average sale price then was $383,298. Days on market, so how long does it take on average to sell the listings? We're up from last month and we're sitting right now at 36 days, which in March of this year was 25. And we're still less though than we were in April of 2019 where we were sitting at about 46 days. List to sale ratio, we're at 97.6%. So if you listed at $100,000, you'd get $97,600. Residential, let's get into that. Barrie, in April of this year, we had 298 listings compared to March of this year where we're sitting at 272, so a slight increase. April of 2019, we were sitting at 496 listings, substantially more. New listings this month, we're sitting at 191 listings compared to March of this year where we're at 346, which makes sense because it was the second and third week or the third and fourth week of March where they brought out the non-essential and essential workers and basically the lockdown. And that compares to 350 listings that we had in April of 2019. Now, firm sales, we only had 83 firm sales in April, which is way down, which is actually only about 40% of the total that we had in March where we were sitting at 210, and it's about 47% of where we were sitting in April of 2019 at 175 sales. So sales are way off, and obviously for obvious reasons. Months of inventory, we're sitting at 4 months, and that's a balanced market. So balance, bordering basically on a balance from a seller's to a balanced market. From 0 to 4 months, they call, so months of inventory. If we're sitting at 0 to 4 months worth of inventory, it's a seller's market. From 4 to 6 months is a balanced market. More than 6 months, you're sitting at a buyer's market. So right now, we're just sort of bordering on a seller's and a balanced market. Average sale price for April, we were sitting at $548,128, which is down actually about 3.7% from March, which was at $569,328. Again, we've been preaching about small window, small window. Be careful about those numbers because it is such a small window to look at. The good news is if you compare this to April of 2019, the average sale price was $534,493, which is actually a 2.6% increase over the same time last year. So days on market, we are slightly improved, or we have more days on market this month because of everything that's going on and the restrictions in our showings. We're sitting at 25 days average days on market compared to 17 last month, but we're sitting right about the same as what we were in April of 2019, sitting at 26 days. List to sale ratios at about 98%. So if you list at 100,000, you get 98.2, which is down a fair bit from from March where we were sitting at 99.5%. And we're roughly the same as we were in April of 2019, sitting at 98.2%. So let's look at Simcoe County. Let's take that. So we've taken condos, we've taken residentials in Barrie. Now let's take a look at the whole Simcoe County. So Simcoe County, we had 1,108 listings this month compared to 1,038 last month. So more listings. April of 2019, we were sitting at 1,485 listings. New listings, we're sitting at 521 for April of this year, which is way down from March of this year, which we were sitting at 890, which is actually roughly the same as what we had in April of 2019, sitting at 879. So firm deals, we have 218 of them, which is actually about 45% of the amount that we had last month, where we were sitting at 486. But that 486 sales is actually almost the same as what we had in April of last year, sitting at 496 sales. So months of inventory, we're sitting at 5 months. So 5 months tells you, again, it's a balanced market. We're between 4 and 6 months. So it's a good position to be in. Buyers and sellers are happy. It's a balance. Average sale price in Simcoe County right now is $541,039 compared to last month, where we were sitting at $550,113, which is down about 1.6%. The good news is that April of 2019, we're sitting at $517,482, which actually were up 4.6% from that time. Real estate's a long deal. It's a long haul. Sitting at days on market, we're sitting at 30 days on market compared to 24 from last month, which is a slight increase. And it's almost the same as it was in April of 2019, sitting at 32. List to sale ratio, 97.8. If you sold at 100,000, listed at 100,000, you'd get 97,800. So what's that all mean, Mike? What's going on? Here's the good news. So if you sit at January to April of 2020, and let's compare it to January to April of 2019. So we're, what, a third of the way through our year. We're 4 months through. Let's see where we're at. Let's take Simcoe County. Let's do Barrie first as an example. Year to date this year, we're sitting at 1,245 listings compared to 1,730 listings at this same time last year. The great news is this. 704 sales from January to April of 2020, which is more than what we had in April of 2019, where we're sitting at 633. Months of inventory, we're sitting at about 2, so it's still a seller's market. We were at about 2.75 months sitting last year at this time. So in a better situation in general. List to sale ratio, we're roughly the same, 98.8 as opposed to 98.2. The good news is the average sale price so far this year is $524,521 compared to the first 4 months of last year, where we were at $482,294, which is an 8.75% increase. So even though we've had all these peaks and valleys and COVID and all of the stuff that's going on, we're still up 8.75% over prices at the same time last year. Simcoe County. Year to date, we're sitting at 3,824 listings compared to 4,888 the same time last year, which makes sense. Sales were at 1,428 sales compared to 1,413 last year. Again, we're above where we were, and we're producing better than we have been at the same time last year. Months of time on market, months of inventory, we're sitting at 3. Last year at this time, we're sitting at about 3.5. List to sale ratio is about 98.5%, which is up slightly from last year, which was at about 97.8. The other good news is average sale price this year is $541,365, which compares to April of the same time last year, January to April of last year, we were at $512,667, which is an increase of 5.6%. So what does that look like, Mike? What is the summary of it all? We've got over 1,428 sales so far this year in Simcoe County, which is awesome, which is up over last year, which we know. Even as strong as last April was with 486 sales, we're still sitting ahead of that mark. Average sale price, as I said, in Simcoe County is up 5.6%. The city of Barrie, it's up 8.75%. So it's all good news. We've been sitting here. It's been tough for the last 6 weeks to 8 weeks have been very, very tough. But to understand that real estate is a long-term investment, it's a challenge. And when we look at stuff in small windows, we have a difficult time seeing what the big picture is. So what we ask is just take a step back, look at the long-term goals that you have. And, judging from last year to this year, as bad as it's been, we're still up 8.75% in Barrie and 5.6% in Simcoe County. So the good news is that showings have increased, sales have increased over the last week or so. Who knows where that's going to head? Again, it's too small a window to actually predict anything, but, nicer weather's coming. People are becoming more comfortable with the process of, with COVID and proper protocol that needs to go through for showings and the hoops that needs to be jumped through in order to have these showings. So it's all good. It's all positive. The weather's changing. The showings are increasing. The sales are increasing. Interest rates are at an all-time low, guys. So hope that gives you some information, a little bit of positivity, if that's such a word. And as we go forward, guys, please reach out. If you have any questions, call, text, or email. We are more than happy to answer any of the questions. And even if you're thinking of bringing your house on the market in this environment that we're in, we have a great strategy and plan that we have. We've sold a number of houses throughout this, and the people have been extremely happy with the process. So anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands.